Welcome to Toy Hawke's Bay Arts and Event Centre. The show is about to start, so please take your seats, wrap up your conversations and switch off your phones. If there's an emergency, please follow the instructions of our Toy event group. Now sit back, relax and enjoy the show.
I can see there's a lot of Samoans here in the place today. Hey, how new?
Yeah, we started a bit late because that's still on island time.
We had to tighten up the security tonight when we heard that half of the population of Samoan is going to be here tonight.
It's so exciting.
Yeah. Welcome everyone. Talofa.
Kia orana.
Mahalo e lelei.
Pula.
Kia ora.
Mauri.
You stole my line.
Oh, talofa ni and whakalofa lahi atu.
And welcome to our 2021 celebrating Pasifika. Put your hands together as we celebrate each other. What a wonderful occasion that we can come together as one and just celebrate who we are, unique in our different ways, but most of all, we all belong to Hawke's Bay. Hey,
Yep.
go to the Magpies.
Fruit bowl of New Zealand.
Thank you, fruit bowl lady.
Well, we all know that we don't go to Pack and Save to buy our fruit.
Yes.
We get them from our aunties and uncles.
That's right. Not only do we get it from our aunties and uncles, but we thank the RSC boys. Let's put our hands together for all our RSC workers. Hey, we appreciate you. And just a question before we go ahead. Whalenil, what does RSE stand for?
Well, Nathan, RSC means
Yeah.
Recognised Seasonal Employment.
Wow. Did you know that? Recognized seasonal employment. But tonight, as we show our respect to these wonderful men who have left their country to come here and work our land, because a lot of us can't be bothered to work our land, we respect seasonal employees. Once again, give it a hand for our Fijians, our Tuvalus, our Tongans, and everyone who has left their homes to be here in the Bay with us. Te manatu o leo ua osa I kumu paia mamalu a poapo ngā kā Samoa. O paia whale a kungu, paia a wāwhainga mālo, makor kuhu a wārkala lei. Ke mga kula ia, o lea tauto ia whamaine o tai loto paia mamalu. A wā o lea ua pai whaki ai ulupanga sā mawhainga. Ia leo o ia se upo a fui mongo e ngai aso. Ia e whatalo whatu, mo wholo whatu. Ia i le sumai, i le sunga Ministerial, tangata Pasifika, i le whionga i au pito, William Seal. Ai mai se, o sui whai pule, o sui palamene, o pule nuu taitasi, whai ona tātou au whanga poto nei a fiafi. Le sumai o leo whainga ruenga paia le atua, o i lātou umo e lo langalonguina fo i le tātou community, i le ngata i Samoa o Pasifika taitasi. Whamanuia le atua, whawhtai le tala au mai, whawhtai le sumai, ua mātango fie aile. Nei aso.
We'd also like to acknowledge all the different community performance groups for their time and effort. Earlier today, we had the pleasure of watching and enjoying the items from our Kiribati and our Tongan community groups. And we look forward to our Tuvalu, Samoan and Fiji. Give them a big hand.
Now tonight, we know Punia Lava is our headline, and we're really excited to hear them sing and do what they do. But we also want to thank them for taking time out to be here with us to share their gift and to bless our community in Hawke's Bay.
We'd also like to acknowledge this beautiful building, the Toi Toi Hawke's Bay Arts and Events Centre, that we're able to celebrate our Pasifika community.
If there's one thing that brings our people together and that we have one thing in common, is that we always acknowledge the presence of the Holy Spirit to bless our event or our meeting. And tonight, I have the honor of introducing Pastor Reverend Sunita Noa, who will bless our meeting this afternoon.
Tēnā koutou, very warm Pacific greetings and talofa lava. Because today is the last day of Samoa Language Week, I will have to excuse myself as I will use our Samoan language for our prayer tonight. O le a tātou I fo matatalo I le atua. Le atua sirisili e selo mātou tamae whaavavau. O la wafio e ifo iai tulivai. O la wafio fo iau whanga iai mamalu mapaia. O vi inga ma whaamanu. O la wafio le atua o Samoa. O le atua fo I o le lalolangi. O mātou poto mai le nganga o le whaanga e tia. E le nei tū la o le afiafi. A wā le wha moe o le wha manatuina o tangata Pasifika I le nei vaenga o New Zealand. A ua ta otolua le wha moe ma le nei aso muli. Sa wha manatuina I le nei va yaso atoa. Le ngangana si o mātou o tunu. O le wha whatailo mātou o tua. A wā e ui lava ua mātou motu mai ma le taulai si o mātou o tunu ma le tofi. A olo o mātou wha o ngā ina pēa le ngangana mātou te whesota iai. A o mātou iai ma tautua tau malele atu I atunu mamau. Mātou wha foilo vi inga lo mātou atua I le nei awanoa. O lewa mātou a whanga poto. Mātou te wha manatu le sao tangata Pasifika I tu tonu o le nei ai. I so se mea lava, I ngā luenga o tau mawhainga I a onga. Ai mai se foi o le au tō wa mai o Pasifika e ngā lulue. Ai le ngalo foi, o tā leni ese. Ai mai se lava o lau tala le lei. Whaafatailo mātou atua, Ua vea ili nei vaenga o le atunu nei ma o mātou ainga, mātou te atia ai I so se mea walo viinga. O tautuanga ese ua mātou whaia ia whaafetai tele lo mātou watua. Tau ia whai maulava viinga. Whaafetai lo mātou watua I le polokalame ua whaata oto. Mai se fo I le ofisa sa o lātou polokalame ina le nei wha moe moe e wha manatua I le sao tā ua o tangata Pasifika. Ia fo I lava I la ua fio le atua e to atasi le viinga e le au noa. O le whaafetai sili. O lau wha o la tanga e ala ia ke riso Yesu. Tu maula ua fio le viinga ma le wha manu. Nei o I le wha vavau. Wha mangalo mai mātou lo mātou atua. O mātou lava o ni tangata e le ato atoa pea I lau si la whanga. Ai mātou te talo ma wala au se e alofa ma wha ma wha mangalo I mātou. Le toto Yesu lo mātou ali I wha ola. O mātou tu I nātu le wha moe moe o le nei a fiafi. Ai mai se foi o polokalame o le a mātou whaatino. O la unga, ai mai se foi o saunoanga o le nei a fiafi. Mātou te talo ia maua se lui tau ma whe au tā ua ese mo I mātou. O whaatinonga foi, ai mai se o pēsenga o le a mātou whaalongo. Ia o mātou whaalongo lava ma maua se whe au tā ua. A ua le wha moe moe o le nei a fiafi. Wha manuia ia au auna ngā solo mai. Le a fionga le Ministerial, wha pēr foi. I la tau o lo whaataiulu iai. Ia le council a Hastings nei ma le wha moe ia iai lo anga le mau manuia wha manuia iau whai pese I la tō le anga I mai iai whai lo fi le mūlo mātou atua tāpena ina I mātou mo le aso a tae au iau tāpo inga mātou ulu whale a watu le vi inga ma le wha awhitai I la ua fi o le mātou te talo lea wha tasi ma te talo iau mātou loto e whai a pēa lau lava fina ngalo ai le o lo mātou wha tau anau e alatu ia Yesu la mātou te talo o mātou wole atu ai nei. Amen.
Can we please put our hands together for Pastor Sunita Noah? Thank you, Pastor, for your blessing, and we believe the Holy Spirit is in this place. Right.
Thank you, Nathan. Now a message from our sponsors. This free event could not happen without the support and the wonderful sponsors. We would like to thank Hawke's Bay District Health Board, the Hastings District Council, well that was a mouthful, Hastings District Council, Manatua Promotions, New Zealand Apple and Pears, Thornhill Labour Specialists, Bostock New Zealand, the Yummy Fruit Company, Fresh Max, Mr. Apple, Bailey's Produce, the Hawke's Bay Fruit Growers Association. Without our sponsors, you would have to pay a ticket, so give them a round of applause.
O kala mai le langi le mamalu ma le silisili ese, ka kou kapa au le langi. Le pa ia ma le mamalu o Samoa o poto. Mo le whamanatuina le veiaso o le ngangana Samoa. Ma lola soifua maua ma langi mama. This beautiful woman who I'm about to introduce, she is for the people. She is for all ethnicities. She serves with her whole heart, and it is my honor to introduce Her Worship the Mayor of Hastings District Council, Sandra Hazelhurst.
Talofa lava, malola lei, ki orana. Bula, kia ora. Tēnā koutou katoa. A very warm Pacific welcome to everyone here tonight. Can I acknowledge it is wonderful to have our Minister for Pacific Peoples, O Petoa, with us, and also the Chair of Ngāti Kahanunu, Ngāhiwi. Can I acknowledge our local MP, Anna Lork, and my fellow councillors. It is wonderful to have you with us. Our Chief Executive, To'o Savili, Nigel Bickle, and all distinguished guests. And ladies and gentlemen, our first ever Pasifika celebration in Toitoi. Yay! It is absolutely an honour on behalf of my fellow councillors to celebrate with you all tonight. Our Hastings District Pasifika whānau who have come together to acknowledge our cultures and acknowledge the significant contribution our Pasifika community make to our region. Our community, our nation, we have shared a very strong bond with our Pasifika brothers and sisters for a very, very long time. A bond which is built on love and respect for each other's culture and their values. This week, our council, we had a wonderful celebration, and can I acknowledge Councillor Paletioli for allowing us to raise the Samoan flag and celebrate Samoan Language Week. This really important day reminded us of the importance of freedom, to make decisions which are right for the Samoan people. For our community, it was a day recognising the relationship and the vision we share to bring prosperity and opportunities for all of our people. Our prosperity in Heritonga comes from our land and our people who care for our land. Tonight we recognise the huge and the enormous role our Pacific Islanders contribute and play in our community through both our RSE scheme and also our horticulture and viticulture workers that work so tirelessly and hard every day. In Hastings, we're incredibly proud. We've just signed off on our multicultural strategy, and I'd like to recognise all our multicultural people here tonight who helped us build what we think is a pretty amazing thing. It's something that shows how inclusive and how welcoming we can be every day to all of our community. We celebrate the warmth and the kindness of our Pasifika people in Hastings, and through their culture and their caring and togetherness, they enrich our community. Look at us, so colourful. So tonight, this concert in a very, very small way can show our gratitude for the vital contribution you all make to our community and to our economy and to the well-being of our people. Tonight's concert will highlight some wonderful song and some wonderful dance from many Pasifika communities. We hope you enjoy the fabulous entertainment. Having seen the concert this afternoon, I'm going to challenge you that we see enough dancing and singing like we saw this afternoon. It was sensational, and we're just really, really proud to be able to bring this concert to you tonight. Can I acknowledge everyone who's contributed to this concert, all those who've helped with putting this on. I acknowledge Annette and all the team at Hastings District Council, but all our sponsors too. We made this happen. We tried last year and it didn't happen, but we're here this year and we're making it happen. So enjoy a fabulous night, enjoy this wonderful song and dance, a celebration of our Pasifika community. Have a fabulous night. I was going to say another word, but I'll leave it there. Have a fabulous, fabulous night. Kia ora.
Another round of applause for our Hastings Mayor.
She's so amazing. I get so jealous that Hastings have such an amazing mayor.
Yeah, we in Napier too. Pamalole, saunoa o fionga le faipule, ia polpule no ufo I tono Hastings nei.
Right. Born in Samoa and educated in New Zealand, he is a bilingual speaker, fluent in Samoan and English. He is passionate about advocating for diversity and the needs of Pacific peoples. He is a proud New Zealander, one of a generation of New Zealand Pacific people who are bilingual and comfortable in both worlds, and equally proud of their Samoan heritage. He is proud of his culture and carries with him many chiefly titles. He has helped pave the way for our Pacific people in many aspects of New Zealand life. He is the Associate Minister for Foreign Affairs, Associate Minister for Education, Associate Minister for Justice, Associate Minister for Health, also the Minister of Courts, and importantly, the Minister of Pacific Peoples. Not only that, he is an all-round nice guy. We are very fortunate to have him join us this evening. Please give a warm Pacific welcome to the Honourable Sio Opito Williams.
whakaronga ke au ki te tangi tuia. Tuia ki runga, tuia ki raro, tuia ki waho. Tuia ki te here tangata ti hei Māori ora. E ngā mana, e ngā iwi, e ngā reo, e ngā haue whaa, e ngā kārangaranga maha, tēnā koutou, kia ora tātou katoa. Warm Pacific greetings to one and all. Talofa Hastings. Guys sound hungry. Talofa Manapia. Manatu o leo savingi whapuna manu tātou mawhtanga. Le leo lupe sa vau e sese a leo ufufui whatasi. I le lofa maleanga leo le atua. Manatu foi o leo ua mamoli la o i whonga ai le sunga ia sunita. Tu sai mal tātou whamamoe. Ia whapelea, tālofa lava. Can I just firstly make some acknowledgments? The reason why I said Talofa Hastings is because it's the Hastings District Council who worship the Mayor Sandra Hazelhurst and her councillors that are hosting us here tonight. Let's give them a big hand. And what a fantastic facility this is. And I know that in meeting some of you outside earlier, this is the first time that you have visited this place. May it not be the last time. I want to also acknowledge the District Council Chief Executive, Laua Whionga To'osavili Nigel Bickle. To'osavili belongs to the Ainga Tuatanga Loa of Botasi, if you did not know. But I want to thank you, To'osavili, for the work that you've done behind the scene of bringing the Pasifika communities here in Hastings. I also want to mihi atu to our Ngāti Kahunguru iwi leader, Ngā Iwi Tomoana. Many of you may not know, but he is that generation that I would refer to as the Generation 6Bs. People who are proudly brown, beautiful, brainy, bilingual, bicultural and bold. He epitomizes that because one half of him is Ngāti Kahungunu, the other half of him is Fasito'o, Upolu, Samoa. I'm also joined here tonight with Ana Lok, the MP for Tukituki, and I don't know whether my other ministerial colleagues made it, but I didn't see you earlier, so I'm not going to mention your name. What an exciting night. I heard today that this is the first time in a very long time for our Pacific community of the Hawke's Bay region of coming together. And definitely thank you, Your Worship the Mayor, because tonight is about acknowledging all things Pasifika, but more importantly also to acknowledge the role that the RSC workers have played in this local economy. Can we give them a big hand as well? Some of you may not know, but this policy was implemented under the Helen Clark government in 2007. And it was a win-win situation, not only for our viticulture and horticulture industries throughout Aotearoa, New Zealand, but for the peoples of the Pacific, particularly from Fiji, Kiribati, Nauru, Papua New Guinea, Samoa, Solomon Islands, Tonga, Tuvalu, and Vanuatu. They not only play a significant role in our local economy, but also add that colour, that flavour in the makeup and the culturally rich society that New Zealand Aotearoa is fast becoming. I know beginning from last year in the pandemic, it was quite a bit of a challenge for many of them because the borders were closed and we could not have them repatriated because of those closures of border. And so it was quite challenging for them, and I want to acknowledge our regional communities, not only our Pasifika community, but our wider regional communities for the love and the support that you gave them. So this concept is a way for us to say whāwhtai te lava to all of those RSE workers who continue to contribute to the workforce here in the Hawke's Bay and New Zealand community and economy. So can we give them another big hand, please? I'm actually quite proud that we do this at the conclusion of Samoa Language Week. I left Wellington early this morning, made the rounds in Auckland, closed it off there at the Pasifika at the University of Auckland, and was quite proud to say, see you guys, I've got to go out to Hawke's Bay. We're going to listen to Punialawa. But I want to acknowledge that for the Punialawa coming out here, what a fantastic event. These are, as Karen Rangi mentioned, royalty of Pasifika music. They have been doing this for the last 50 years or so. And the beauty of this, Reverend Lale and Veni and their children, is within their music captures the experience, the heart, the history of our Pasifika peoples, our Samoan communities. And our history is an oral history. And so much of that history is encapsulated in our oratory, our poetry, but more particularly in our songs. And Punialawa not only have written many of the old songs, but they're also now starting with the young people coming through the contemporary songs, which hopefully captures our contemporary history. The value of Samoa Language Week recognizes, for the first time ever, I think New Zealand is feeling a lot more comfortable that languages, the diversity of language, is something that we ought to be proud about. I've visited Europe and parts of Asia, and those countries, some of the wealthiest countries in the world, always value the diversity of languages. In Europe, they have a policy: a child shall have the right to be educated in the language of their choosing. That scares the Ministry of Education here, because it'll cost a lot of money. But the reality is we need to be comfortable, confident. Those languages enable our young people to have a good sense of themselves, their identity and their belonging. Samoa language is the third most spoken language in Aotearoa, New Zealand, after English and Te Reo Māori. In Auckland, it is the second most spoken language after English. In Mangere, it is the only language that we speak. The theme for this year, Poupou le loto I whale o la manuia le ano whale, on English, strengthen the post of your house for all to thrive. The message I've been sharing with our young people in particular, those posts are symbols of people. And what I'm asking our young people, to reclaim your mana. Reclaim your mana, because everybody has mana. But when you have your mana, a sense of confidence, you become a strong, steadfast, immovable post for your family, for your community, and for Aotearoa, New Zealand. Everybody has mana. But to reclaim your mana, and when you do, you need to nurture it, develop it, and grow it. You need to understand your personal history, your genealogy, but also understand the history of the Pacific peoples, a history way before the arrival of the colonial powers, who then said they discovered the Pacific when we were living in the Pacific. So understand that history, understand your family history, will give you a greater sense of who you are and your mana. This week we also celebrated Samoa Independence Day on the 1st of June. 59 years is marked this time around. It's a history that goes back when the colonial powers in the 1900s thought they would just divide the region. So America took the Western Islands and it became American Samoa. And in the eastern side of the islands, Upolu, it became German Samoa. At the outbreak of World War I, New Zealand troops took control of the German Samoa in August 1914. The story is the arrival of those New Zealand soldiers. They walked up to Tivoli, took down the German flag, hoisted up the British flag, and that was the end of the World War for Samoa. 48 years we were under British rule through New Zealand's administration. And whilst we continued to have good relationships with New Zealand, it was the Mau movement of the elders who demanded that self-government was far better than good government. That was a sign in English. because of the belief it should be Samoa mo Samoa, self-determination, all those good things that Māori today continue to aspire for their young people. And so what you see happening in Samoa, that's part of that growth in democracy. For New Zealand, we have issued our message. We have respect for the constitutional institutions of Samoa based on the rule of law. But furthermore, we have respect in the traditional institutions of Samoa, the chiefs and orators, Tumua Mapule Ma'ainga, and the church leaderships. And we are now seeing that being played out. And so I'm asking our communities here, be patient, pray for peace, pray for the resolution of what happens in Samoa, and stay away from being the experts in legal matters on social media. Finally, I've had a discussion with some of our public nurses in the audience, and they tell me that the rollout of the vaccine is going well. Look, when it's your turn, please get vaccinated. I know there was a bit of anxiety about that. In fact, when we were advised, the 5 ministers who are dealing in health matters, to get vaccinated, I said to Penny Henare, let's have the Palangi ministers go first. Anyway, they went first, they were all right. So I said, Penny, you're next. I was the last one to get vaccinated. I'm still standing strong. And although the borders are open between here and Australia and here and the Cook Islands, get vaccinated before you travel. We don't want to be responsible for taking the virus into the Pacific. The Pacific are, generally speaking, COVID-free. We'll roll out the vaccine. It started in Niue this last week, and we'll continue to roll out. We're looking to take the vaccine to Tokelau. Samoa, Tonga, and Vanuatu, Tuvalu, are already vaccinating their population with the AstraZeneca vaccine, and we will provide enough vaccine so that they can cover all of their population. Fiji will continue to watch that with concern, but we're also working with Australia to make sure that they get all the vaccine they need. For RSE workers who are here, all peoples on New Zealand soil, irrespective of immigration status, you are eligible to get vaccinated. Please get vaccinated, stay safe, keep our families safe, keep Aotearoa New Zealand safe. Soifua, Yamanuia.
Thank you, Whionga Yaupito, our Minister of Pacific People. Fantastic message. So make sure you get vaccinated. I haven't myself, so I don't know why I just said that. But Minister, we have one request for our Hastings district in Hawke's Bay. Please give us more free money. We have one more special guest with us here tonight who would like to say a few words. He is the chair of Ngāti Kahungungu Iwi. And without further ado, he is a proud Samoan and Māori man. Please put your hands together for Ngahiwi Tomoana.
Ko te amo rangi ki mua, let God be the spearhead. Whawhetai lava ki te matre lunga lawa, me te tama ilangi, mo te alofa nui, ele tātou, i te awhi e manuia, malo soifua. Tēnā koutou katoa. It's with pride and privilege that I stand and greet you all tonight. On behalf of Ngāti Kahungunu. My father's people left Samoa 1,000 years ago from Anawaka, Takitimu, but at the time it was called Taraipo. And my mother's people left there 70 years ago on the banana boat Maui Pomare. And they met here in Hastings looking across each other at the paddock. Across the paddock, my mother and her people from Samoa, they were market gardeners, the Sawfingis, the Southerns, the Tamasiu, Lupes, and they were growing strawberries, and my father was a market gardener, they were growing kumara. So Mum ended up with the kumara and Dad ended up with the strawberries, and I'm a result of that match of Pacific nations coming together as one. So Awhio mai, Susu mai, Malia mai, So mai, No mai, ki hera taunga, ki Ngāti Kahungunu. It's a great feeling to be amongst Te Mona Nui a Kiwa, the people of the Pacific. Whether we're here in Aotearoa, whether in Samoa, whether we're in Rarotonga or Tonga, because there's a resonance that are whispering on the waves every moment of the time, that our time is near, our time is due. So for the end of the Samoan Language Week, I'm proud and privileged again to stand before you and say, so, Nau, Maliu, Ngā Alei, Minister Sio, Susu mai, Akio, Malia mai, o vai ne pulotu, all you beautiful women out there. Ngāti Kahungunu, we value very highly the beautiful women of the Pacific, and that's my mother. And so we're here together, we're here to celebrate Whakanuia. This is the time of Matariki, which is the Māori New Year. And so we're here celebrating the Māori New Year. We're 6 months ahead of all the Pākeas, the Pālangi, the Papa, because they've got to wait till Christmas. We're starting this month, this day, this hour, this minute. So welcome, mihi atu ki a koutou, whawhetai lava, ila tātou, malo soifua. Have a great night. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou. And I've got to finish with this. A mixture of mum and dad. Me noi, me noi, me noi, me noi asioi, hila sila. Tika tonu atu ki a koe e tama hekitia, hapainga, hei ha!
Cut an apple through the middle, and at the heart, you'll find a perfect 5-point star. Here at Mr. Apple New Zealand, this 5-point star is also the heart of everything we do. We are focused on bringing pure delight to apple lovers around the world through our 5-point promise. Pure place, expertise, control, safety, and delight. The Mr. Apple 5-point promise. Every bite, pure delight.
At Bostock, New Zealand, we grow our organic apples in harmony with nature. No nasty chemicals, GMO-free, and using sustainable organic practices to preserve and protect our land for future generations. Pioneers of organic apple production in New Zealand, and now the largest organic apple producer in the Southern Hemisphere. Our family is proud to share our delicious organic apples with the world.
Yeah, I really love this job, eh? The people are awesome here. to work with?
I've learned to be an independent woman and stepping up to do what needs to be done in my team.
It's an awesome place to work in.
We are looking for lots of good staff to join our team and work at the pack house during our season.
Mili, Patsia! Lua, Patsi! Hey! Oh, what are you doing, Nathan? What are you doing? Ooh,
I'm riding my bike.
Mawangi says audience. Okay, why are you riding your bike?
I joined the also bike ride.
Oh, you should have wore your spandex.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we're going to be looking out in the crowd and going to be answering some questions. So, just a question. Anybody here in the front? Can anybody tell me the name of our Minister of Parliament that was here today? Anybody? Obviously, you're all listening. Yes? Yes, here you go. This is a special chocolate. It's not just any chocolate, but it's made of coco Samoa.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Ola Pasifika. Thank you, Ola Pasifika.
Ola Pasifika. Specially made chocolate with different flavors and ingredients. Is this the last one?
Oh, I better go and get some out of my suitcase.
Okay.
Then.
Bishop, it's for you. Hey, with all our formalities put aside,
yes,
it's now we
all
get down to
done.
business. And there's no other better way than to kickstart off things with the Samoans.
Yes.
Come
Not
on,
just
they want to hear
Samoans.
you. Make some noise. Make some noise for the Samoan boys.
Come on.
Yeah. Wow. So as we know, we have that little slang where we say, hey, they are kamawhai popo. But in these days and today, they are the kamawhai apu. Put your hands together for Samoa!
Talofa. Kia ora. Ia o te manatu e. Ia te au le awa ma le whaala tele. O te whawhiloa ia tuai lo tō pa ia mo lo tō mamalu. I su o tō sunga i whawhiangainga ia maise o tō whale tua le pa ia ma le maawe se ese o le au fia o mwhai na poto mai le nea fiafi. Tu sai foi ma le whaamana tuinga o le ngana Samoa. O se o tātou atunu pele o Samoa. Aftailo fionga to savili ya mesio minista o faipule ya mesio taitai ma o wo ma mai masan o le o mafai ona tātou mafuta le ne fiafi. On behalf of all Samoa, and thank you for Horsebay. I would like to thank for organizers for 6 Christians here for event. Christmas brothers and sisters, and the RSE and AIB and Pataf. We thanks for Horsebay community were welcoming us sent for beginning of the persons sent and the Serbian government and Samoan governments to enable our people to come for work, opportunity of the labor for productive screens. We also add technology for advancements. For the support of us, families, for many years. We hope you enjoy your performance. Lord bless. Thank you so much.
Malie Tangipa Malie Tangipa Malie Tangipa Malie Tangipa.
Sound the drums, the party, hit them very loud. Come down and see Siva Samoa, watch them sway about. Witness the Fa'ato party with Tama Samoa. So come on, get ready to Siva, do you want some more? Oh, Emmanuel, my Siva. Fa'ato party, my pizza. Polo, Tino, the fun, Ikila, Ula, Falalu, my Tauliva. Oh, Emmanuel, my Siva. Fa'ato party, my pizza. Polo, Tino, the fun, Ikila. Come on down, sway about, see it now, this is how, see the Maya, tell the Maya, Siva Maya, Siva Samo Manaya.
Say no hell bypass our road for the honor. Keep us outside from the other baby and all that king. Do it well by all game on the road and walk in the new automatic boss and you know. When I fucking my law, so give us a couple of guys up for a ball. For a minute and say you are, you come and fight, but to say okay.
Siva Maya, Tena Maya, Siva Siva Maya, Siva Samo Maya, Siva Maya, Tena Maya, Siva Siva Maya, Siva Samo Maya. Siva Samo, Siva Samo. Come on down, swing bow, see it now. This is how. Siva Maya, Tena Maya, Siva Siva Maya, Siva Samo Maya.
O koki moa ko te bila whakaosi, au hao hea hori ke whanau kuhu au i whakoni te ko ake mo COVID-19, ke uhinga ko kau mai ki huhu koi ni hea honi. I would like them to think seriously about this, not only for your own safety, but the safety of your own people, your ainga, and also your whānau. And I think that would be good that we all care for each other. Right?
That's all I needed.
They're amazing. Give them a round of applause. Yeah.
I mean, it was good. It was good. It was good. It was a good way to start. But when I saw them take their shirts off, I was like, oh goodness.
Yeah, no, they were amazing though. Yeah.
Absolutely. They say, all the door. So you're used to that sort of things there, Fal? Apologies, Fal is proud Samoan,
yes,
right?
You. Yes.
But if you have a look at her physique and her hair, I question myself, is she Fijian? Pula.
I'm a proud Fijian.
Hey, that was fantastic. We have our next performance coming up. Hey, Fel, did you know that Tuvalu is the smallest nation or island in the world?
Oh, wow. How many countries in the UN, Nathan?
As many as you like if you look up on Google. But Tuvalu is small, but their message and what they do is huge. For me, Tarifa Samoa, e lei titi, ai mai. Small but sting. Put your hands together for our beautiful Tuvalu.
cut an apple through the middle, and at the heart, you'll find a perfect 5-point star. Here at Mr. Apple New Zealand, this 5-point star is also the promise. Pure place, expertise, control, safety, and delight. The Mr. Apple 5-point promise. Every bite, pure delight.